Hello, and welcome back to Age of Wonders 4. Today we will be doing the Enchanted Archipelago. I guess we can just select that. This is Story Mission 2. Interestingly, it defaults to easy every time. Alright, so we have an island realm. Consists of several small landmasses separated by oceans. Wildlands, animal units are common. Animal infestations are common. We only had that one infestation in the previous world, and I think that was because it was a tutorial. So we'll see what I'm assuming this is going to be more of an actual world than the previous one. Ancient wonders such as ziggurats are absent, fair enough. Constructed ancient wonders, I should say. Small underground, so it's small, but it does exist, and that's going to be important in a moment. And low population, so free cities are rare. Yeah, so we're going for a wilder realm with a water theme to it. And Siren Goddess, almost certainly Nimue, so excited to see how she has been implemented, especially since water magic doesn't seem to exist in this game, and she was one of the two water mage specialists in Age of Wonders 2, so very curious what they're going to end up doing with her. So before I get into this, I do want to talk briefly about the plan of the series going forward. I mentioned this in the previous episode, but going to Story Realm 2 and Story Realm 3. I'm going to be playing Miklik the Furtive again in Story Realm 2. I want to be playing different characters, but one thing I'm very curious about, so there's two reasons I'm playing Miklik again. The first is I want to see how different the game will feel if you take your same starting conditions and deliberately take a different path. So I will be doing completely different, well, I don't know if completely different, probably. I'm going to be trying to do stuff that's different with the tomes. In particular, I'm going to be doing a necromancy playthrough this time around, which should be very different from what I did on the previous playthrough. So I start with roots, but my first tome will be Tome of Souls, and then I'll be grabbing all the necromancy books as they come up. And I don't know what I'll be supplementing them with, but we'll figure that out as we go. So that's point one. Just I want to see how different it's going to feel. Point two is this world, even though it's small, they do have an underground. So I'm hoping that we're going to start in the underground, and I do want to be doing some underground settling type stuff, and just see how that feels. Again, maybe I should be holding off on this and doing this experiment later. I don't know, but now is just when I'm going to be doing it. So the other thing then is for Story Realm 3, I will be doing a new leader, and I'm fairly neutral as to what I play. Honestly, I'd rather do something different than just playing the same character over and over again. I know. Well, yeah. I will be playing it one more time only, basically, is what I'm saying. So I'm open to suggestions for what kind of a leader I should make. And I think this video in particular, and when I get to the end of the series, I'll point back to this video and say comment here. This is where I'm going to be looking in the comments for ideas for future playthroughs. And I may or may not do them based on my own sense of lore. I probably know the Age of Wonders franchise better than most of the people that are watching this, I would assume. And I'm going to be trying to, conform to what I know of the lore and what sort of how the first two games in particular felt. I feel like Age of Wonders 3 kind of lost the plot a little bit. It went from traditional fantasy to generic fantasy, which is even more generic than traditional fantasy, if that makes sense. So I will be sort of sticking with traditional fantasy tropes for the most part. But, yeah, no, I was just kind of... So, if you have suggestions for future leaders, this video is where I will be looking for those. I guess if you don't want me to be taking other suggestions, but instead using my own ideas as well, based on what I know of the series, you could leave a comment to that effect as well. I'll try to take that into consideration, but I will be mostly playing fairly traditional fantasy builds, but also wanting to experiment with the other cultures. And that is the thing. If you want me to be more likely to take your suggestion, something that isn't nature or shadow, something that's probably a wizard king, for example, like stuff that's different than what I've already done, so not dark culture, these would be things that I would be looking for, on top of also just being traditional fantasy and maybe a little bit of Age of Wonders flavor. And I might also modify suggestions slightly to make them conform more to my sense of the Age of Wonders aesthetic. Anyway, man, that was a long intro. I tend to ramble quite a bit. Sorry about that. We will be getting into Mission 2.
astral sea connects all and everything. To most, it is merely a way to travel between worlds, yet some call the astral sea itself their home. Of the many beings who reside within, the curious mare are the most gentle. They swim through the magical currents with ease and use their voices to guide lost souls to safety. This is the story of one such mare called Elia, whose curiosity led her to misery.
Okay.
This particular young mare was intrigued by the worlds that connect to the astral sea. She was specifically attracted to a realm called the Enchanted Archipelago, for its tides resembled her natural habitat, yet felt so different. But it did not take long before Elia's visit turned into a nightmare, when she was captured by a capricious goddess called Nimue, who sought to study her for her beauty and power.
Yeah, so confirmation there. Nimue was technically neutral alignment, but that was just because she was a patron of the humans. But all of the Wizard Kings, or I guess Gaudier as they're now known, in the previous games, they were all up to some sketchy stuff.
The goddess, Nimue, used Elia in her efforts to create her ultimate race of followers. But her results never lived up to her ever-shifting demands. Elia was forced to watch Nimue drown her own creations over and over again, only to begin anew once more. The horrified Elia, shackled and sequestered, could only sing a desperate song carried by the currents over the astral sea.
Okay.
Elia's song reached Mage Haven, where the Covenant, a virtuous alliance of Gaudier, heard her plea. The Covenant sought to uphold the ancient agreements of peace and stability, and were thus concerned by the song about Nimue. Had the siren goddess gone mad with power? Or was another force at play? One zealous Gaudier of the Covenant volunteered to investigate the Enchanted Archipelago and liberate it from Nimue's drowning embrace.
So given how we behaved in the previous mission, it doesn't entirely make sense for Miklik to be the Gaudier of the Covenant to be doing this. In particular, actually, I don't think Miklik would join the Covenant faction to begin with. But that's fine. Doesn't really matter. Oh, we are underground. Excellent. This is what I wanted to see. I was considering actually just abandoning the whole thing and just making a new leader if we weren't starting underground, to be honest. But I'm glad that we do get to have at least an underground start here. New ruler emerges, etc., etc. So Miklik, if you don't remember, just kind of checking in for the first time with this particular mission, Tome of Roots, Goblinoids, which I guess doesn't really matter, but we went with Wolf Mounts and Underground Adaptation. And we are a Dark Culture. Fabled Hunters gives us bonuses for clearing resources, and our ranged units are slightly better. And then Shadow Walkers gives our cities and provinces more vision range. Scout units have universal camouflage. Outposts start with the Watchtower upgrade. And we have the Wayfinder enchantment active without upkeep, which gives extra movement to our scout units, which is pretty nice. And we start with an extra scout as well. And I think these are the same as last time. I wonder, are the starting spells random? That's something that if anybody happens to know the answer to that, I would appreciate knowing. But these are the same as what we got last time, which, I mean, we have the same tome. So Healing Roots from this tome, Ice Shackles from our Culture, and then this from our Scouting, or from our Shadow Dweller trait. Alright, the Enchanted Archipelago. Unique Pantheon quest. Elia's prison explored, optionally, so we could just leave her here. Enchanted Archipelago claimed. Which, I mean, presumably would also result in Elia being rescued unless I decided to research her myself. I could carry on Nimue's experiments. That'd be great. You arrived at the outer edge of the Enchanted Archipelago. You're greeted by a wistful voice, the one that pulled you to this realm. The voice sings of love turned to obsession, of a wrathful goddess and enthralled people. Of a lake, a wellspring, turned into a prison. She sings desperately for the arrival of a savior on this realm. Suddenly, the voice is drowned out by cackling laughter before it falls silent, leaving nothing but the sound of the wind and waves. The creature pleads with you to liberate her and her people of this realm from the wrath of the siren goddess. You have not met this ruler yet. Okay. I will claim this realm for my own purposes and incidentally liberate it from the siren goddess. Okay. Alright, so do we want to start here? I think we always want to just build the workshop first. I know we're losing gold by not having it boosted, but I think that the start on the production is more important than just waiting on that. Alright, so here, Brand of Wrath, right, makes our non-dark units gain the dark benefits. So that's kind of useless at the moment. Baneful Curse is kind of neat. But I feel like Poison with Undead is going to be okay, so even though I'm not going to be going into nature nearly as hard this time, at least that's the plan, I do still think I'll take the Poison abilities, just because having Poisonous Undead is still kind of fun. Alright, so we have gold, we have iron, underground passage going to the surface, more gold, more mana crystals. There's a lot of resources here. Okay, so this is going to be a decent starting realm, starting city. There's a thing over here that we're basically going to go for right away. What have we got here? Spirit Hawk. And vampire spiders. Okay. Probably not too dangerous. We can have you involved in the fight and then do some digging afterwards, because we do have underground adaptation. We do get the ability to take advantage of that right from the start. Leader took some damage, that's okay. Literally only the leader took damage, interesting. Yeah. And we do auto-battle an awful lot around here, because it's more efficient. Alright, let's just start from the top, I guess. So, cancel. You can explore up this way a little bit. Okay, that's the boundary of the map. And then... okay, can't move all the way back here. So clear that, and be ready to move south. This, I don't even know what they were guarding. Was it a mana pickup? No. Is there a way to check? Event log. You've won the battle. Okay. I pay attention to what I'm doing. I don't know, I just saw experience and I went for it. Small monster den. Well, we'll go here because then we get our 5 hit points back on our hero. This isn't diggable, right? Right. So we got our 5 hit points back on our hero here. This is more underground stuff. It's fine. Alright, and here, unit, well, we're getting another Outrider, because we've got things to explore, and dig. Explore and dig. Call of the Covenant. The voice of an unknown Gaudier reaches you from beyond the Astral Sea. Master Miklik the Furtive, the Gaudier of the Covenant, hope you arrived safely. My name is Shira Snowblood. I was one of the Gaudier who heard the song of the being called Elia. I am glad you volunteered to investigate. We of the Covenant must act upon any call for help. But first, we must verify these allegations against Nimue. The Covenant urges you to visit the native city of Edendam, which should be near you. Its people may be of aid for your investigation. Guaranteed knowledge. Very well, I will do as the Covenant suggests. Okay. We have unearthed the Earth. Okay. That's... that's a little bit unfortunate. Well, I guess we'll come back and deal with them after we've cleared these. In the meantime... Okay, we're going to explore. It's 5 per tile, so I can move this way a little bit, get a little more vision. If I go out... okay. Then we'll move back here and dig. Out of curiosity, what kind of terrain did we unearth? There was a mushroom forest inside the earth. Okay, that's a little bit weird. But I guess that's a little bit more... Oh, fungus fields. A little more interesting than it just all being barren rock. Like, cavern floor or rocky is kind of what you would expect for all the places that you dig out. But I guess that's it's fine to have a little bit more variety than that. Alright, let's just go for this so that we're not dealing with hostile territory, because we don't heal in hostile territory. Oh. Well, never mind. I feel silly now. I learned a thing. The hostiles do not count as hostile. Which is kind of funny. Unless it's because they're sleeping. That might be it. Let's not lose our scout unit. Alright, it drank alcohol and made itself weaker. It's kind of a funny ability. Drink. It's under defense, but it has the frigid belch ability. Which is chance of frozen in a 1-hex cone. That's actually pretty scary. Its damage is low. But that is a little bit concerning. Okay, we've got a quill rat here, I guess. Quill shot. Chance to inflict bleeding. 8 damage a turn. For 3 turns. 20, so that's a single shot. This actually hits pretty hard. And then the Gore-Tusk Piglet, which can charge. Okay. And we don't have any abilities to speak of yet, do we? We have our Enfeebling Howl because we started on a... We started on a wolf from our bonus. Okay, you can't get to us. That's probably a good spot. Do we want this thing to charge? Probably not. 20% extra damage per hex traveled up 3 hexes. So we will stay out of range. And hope that they come to us. We can hide there. The only AoE was this guy, who has the ability to charge forward and then belch. Wish I could see what the cone's range was. But that means that we almost certainly want to have our units be separated somewhat. We don't want them all stacked up too much, so we'll do something like this. Are they in range? Yes, because this thing has range 6. So do we go for the ogre, or do we try to just kill something fast? Always the question. Okay, you can't hit escape twice to cancel out of that. That's a lot of health. Can I realistically kill this thing before it gets an action? I'm not sure. Let's see. Frost resistance, that makes sense. Unfortunately, it's going to be targeted no matter what. It will be slowed, though. Or I could heal my leader. But I guess I've chosen not to do that. This would have done Sundered Resistance, so I guess I did things in the wrong order. And again, Frost Resistance on that. Not great. Okay, that's a pretty good shot. I guess if I charged with you, I charge blocked. Really? Hmm. This is unfortunate that this is completely walled off. Quick stab, but it will retaliate, which hurts pretty hard. I think we're going to do that. Oh, it says charge blocked, but we're still going to do this. Okay, we got it. And we get up to here. Still got 2 shots, but oh, let's weaken. Excellent, less damage for you. So what are they going to go for? They're going for a flank, I guess? And it was just a single hit. Single hit. Okay, so I mean that hit pretty hard, but I think we're in a good position now. A flank with chance to weaken. That's a lot of damage. It's also a lot of damage. Yeah, our main hero is an archer. After all. Do you even get retaliations? Oh, it doesn't matter, we can shoot you. Alright, that was better. Rewards, double reward, that's a lot of production, nice. Okay, Boots of Freedom. Tier 3 legs already, very fast movement, swift, immunity to slow and immobilized. I don't think that matters so much on our current hero, but I guess we'll take it. So both of these are take reward, but I guess open hero screen is the one that makes sense to do. But very fast movement and swift, but we already have very fast movement from this. I guess swift is new, ignoring the effects of terrain in combat. Definitely, that's a thing that I will be putting onto a melee hero in the future, if that becomes a thing that I get. It just seems to make more sense. Okay, that is all one thing. In that case, let's dig it out like that. And you guys can, I guess, just move down this way. Ruler has leveled up, so are we going with the archer route again? Are we going the archer route again? Probably, because otherwise we have to reset skills, which... Actually, is there any cost to doing that? Apparently not. Well, that was mostly for my own curiosity. I do think I am still going to go with the archery. Because that's what I started with, and that's the weapon I have. I mean, I guess if I unequip this, I get my generic Dark Cleaver and Dark Shield. I still get to be mounted while doing this? Hmm. Hmm. Oh, that's where the... I saw it just as I was like, where's my level up? I mean, I could try this. It's just generic starting gear, right? So it shouldn't matter either way. So since we have the wolf, which I think encourages... Yeah. Yeah, encourages that. Let's try building a guy's sword and board this time around. I took restore last time. Does this work on undead? I don't know. I'm not going to. I think we'll build him as a combat hero, but we'll go melee this time. So, Call the Weak looks pretty good, with my archers weaken enemies anyway, as does my warlock, I think. Hmm. 10% or evasion and defense. I guess we'll go defense first. Okay, we finished. Can I see how much extra production I have anywhere? Because I have a lot. I have a lot of extra production. We also get to grow. So I could be grabbing something for the boost bonus. I'm just going to go stonemason for more production. So we can start getting our buildings done. I thought I had a bunch of extra production. Oh, maybe it was just this thing was going to take a whole bunch of time anyway. Ah, that's what it was. Okay, so we actually lost the potential boost that we could have had. Well, why is farm smaller? That doesn't make sense, because it's +5 of a resource? I know I asked this question before. It's because it's not unique to the special resource type, I guess. We could build a forester over there. I wonder about the quarry. Like if the quarry is going to go away as an option once we do that, once we get rid of the walls, or if quarry is just always available because we have cavern floor. I think I'm going to take quarry here. And also get the iron. So we're definitely going all in on production early on. Just because we want to be able to build everything really fast. Not that we'll be able to afford to. So let's see if they attack us. They're just wandering around. Okay. More. Really? What do we have here? Is this like a banshee or something? This looks kind of like a banshee. Yeah. Banshee and 2 skeletons. Okay. And here we got nothing, it looks like. Did not unlock anything, just more space. Mountain. Okay, so there are underground mountains, I guess. Stalactites, whatever. Stalagmites. Correct myself on that. Those are not stalactites, those are stalagmites. Alright, so if we do this... Might as well clear this. That's acceptable. Just damage on 2 units that weren't already damaged. And 186 gold. Okay, and then we need to come back here and start defending our empire. Because all sorts of nasty things are spawning. Now you are invisible. I'm not sure if these groups that I'm unearthing will just ignore you. I also could send you up above ground. There's a lot of stuff to dig around here, though. So let's go down this way. See if there's anything else. This looks like a dead end. Okay. In that case, let's just continue digging out as much as we can. Get ourselves another scout next turn. That'll be nice. And we got our first spell. Alright, so I never played around with these summoned units. If I'm doing undead stuff, I assume I'm going to be using a lot of mana for that anyway. So I think I'll try Vine Prison, because this is a combat spell I've never used. In fact, I don't think I've ever used a combat summon spell. But this looks interesting, so let's give that a go. Alright, I could rush past you, potentially. That's... I would really like to heal. We can't make it there anyway. Oh well. Alright, so what do you guys do? Lesser Stone Spirit. You guys are pretty tough. You do not throw stones at me, okay. You're just melee attackers. Well, that should mean... I guess I could double check that you don't have any special abilities. Oh, that's about as simple as it comes, huh? Blight resistance, but not frost, so fortunately I think we're okay. Skewering, I don't know if that's going to make a difference. Okay, we're going to have you move here, you move here. We want you adjacent, so we get the Pack Hunter bonus. You're going to be adjacent to our main leader. Oh, who has Shield Wall now? Okay. That's pretty nice. And, unfortunately... you guys are going to be a little bit vulnerable. Okay, so I can cast spells now. Healing Roots. Or Ice Shackles. Well, Ice Shackles will keep them out of the fight. Maybe. Can't do much of anything. You can. Hmm. We're gonna put you through there. I don't know if the phasing matters because we're just going in defense mode anyway. Oh. Right, you weren't slowed. It's the other ones. Well, that's a problem. That doesn't look good. Yeah, so you're not slow currently. You cancel retaliation, which is pretty nice. Okay, you hit pretty hard. But we need this thing dead. Because ideally... we're gonna lose like a bunch of units here. It's so much damage. Like, if we attack with anything... I mean, if they both attack you, you just die anyway. If I defend... It's not great. Okay, we screwed up. Okay, we're gonna take a flank. But if we use up its retaliation, then... Okay, we got it. So now you guys can shoot for one turn anyway. Significantly reduces your damage, so maybe... Try to keep this guy alive. I do not feel good about this. That's a lot of regen. Yeah, this was a pretty tough fight. But everything is more or less dying. Man, this is awkward. Okay, I think we want to kill you. Because that... opens us up to do some things. Like getting you to do some damage. Yeah, so you can hit something, but you're not going to do that much. And then if we do some damage here... Oof. Oh. I guess we do this. And hope that that's enough for us to survive. It looks like it will be. Okay. And you haven't done anything yet. Now you're just going to defend. That will make you tougher, right? Yes, okay. That's a lot of regen. Okay, well, it looks like we managed to get through without any casualties, so that's good. Might have to take a turn off now. Right, so this is saying 34, but if I do this... and this... Pack Hunter... Still 34. Yikes. But I guess digging up all these monsters does give us more experience, so that's good. I mean, might as well. Move these units into my territory so they get more healing. Sprint would actually be really useful, I think. Lets them run around to help my archers out more. Sentinel would be pretty nice, too. There's a lot of things that would be nice. I think we take Sprint. Hey, more monsters. At least we unearthed something else this time. A knowledge stash. Bone Wyvern, huh? You're sure that we're not playing with inhospitable underground? That's what it kind of looks like to me. Hmm. And then you're gonna go into the surface. Addendum. This is the place I was supposed to go to. Drowned echoes. Your army approaches what should have been a proud city, but what now seems to be nothing but a brackish swamp. Broken stone structures jut out from the waters, quickly crumbling under the constant lashing of the elements, splashing through the once bustling streets. Your army finds no signs of life. Bloated corpses riddle the streets and rotting markets. It seems as if they did not even have time to flee the tide that took their lives. This entire city, an entire people, were drowned. Your army stands silent as the rain falls, wondering what to do. Of course it's raining. This is what happens when you disobey your master, my inconspicuous goblins. Well, it increases our morale. One day we shall rebuild the city. It shall not be forgotten. I mean, yes. We were probably almost certainly taking the Imperium here. Loot what you can find. Yeah, Imperium, I think, is what we want to do here. Call of the Covenant Aftermath. After reporting the state of the drowned city you encountered, the Covenant sends an answer. We are deeply saddened to hear about the fate of the city we asked you to visit. It seems the words of Elia are true, and that the water wizard Nimue has drowned these people. This is worse than we thought. We urge you to approach Nimue with the utmost caution. The fate of this realm lies in your hands. For this, the Covenant has decided to lend its knowledge. Ask, Master Miklik the Furtive, and you shall receive. So we instantly get 117 knowledge. Okay, cool. Grant me the knowledge to sail the seas, so I may traverse this realm. My inconspicuous goblins and I require no aid from any other Godir. Well, we're going to be taking the seafaring. Is it 75 Imperium if I want to get seafaring for myself? Anyway, I can't really check that right now. If I had this game memorized, I would know. Well, we'll take seafaring. And now I can't check. Darn it. Was it 75? It might have only been 50. Although if that's the case, then that's a terribly balanced offer. I thought I got knowledge. Didn't it? I thought it was going to tell me the Divine Prison was done. Oh no, a dire penguin. You are no longer dedicated to evil, I see. Well... Also, there's this. This is the prison, I'm assuming. Hey, something out in the water. And you can embark now, right? You can. Probably won't for a while. Spells. I have Poison Blades, which I could cast to enchant one of my units. I'm not going to be doing that anytime soon. I have not unlocked anything yet that I would care to spend resources on. Okay. I wonder if there's only a single unknown ruler on this realm. Stranded creations. Your outriders report interesting sightings from beyond the horizon. One of them approaches you. My master, we have seen ships of unknown origin on the western horizon, and trodden underground passages in the east. It seems that some of Nimue's creations have survived her wrath. Perhaps they can even be persuaded to join you on your quest to liberate the realm. With your permission, my master, we shall set sail to find these people and their rulers. So we got experience and rewards. What have we got here? A river troll. Razor net. Okay, it does damage. That's the razor. I was looking for a bleeding modifier, but I don't see one. So it does damage. And immobilizes. And demolisher. That's kind of funny. Troll natural regeneration, 10% of their maximum HP every round, and 10 HP at the start of your turn on the world map. Oh, if it sustains fire damage, regeneration stops for a turn. See, I really like how they just do these little things as the game engine gets more complicated over time. Like having the ability to have this little extra thing on it. It's just kind of nice flavor. I don't think it helps us, because I don't think we have the ability to do fire damage. But, yeah, okay. Knowledge per hero, we'll grab that later, probably. We're definitely grabbing that start. Okay, we have our stonemason. And because I don't have a farm, a lot of these things are not actually boosted. A forester, rather. Wait, do I not need a farm for anything? 3 farms for that. Okay. Farm, quarries. So I guess I want a forester next. Well, I'm spending 30 mana per battle, so having 30 mana per turn would be nice. Speaking of which, we can boost something here. More enemies. Oh, add a unit. I guess probably here then, which gets us more mana. And I guess forester or farm. I should probably be growing, honestly. But forester gets me the structure that gives food. And it also gives some food. Okay. So we'll just do that. Okay. Yeah, this, there's, a decent amount of stuff up here. What are you guys guarding, by the way? Tranquility Pool. Researching costs less. Spells, specifically. I'm assuming this is as opposed to upgrades or units. Oh, upgrades would be... Oh, never mind. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Just things that are spells as opposed to other things. Yeah, so this is definitely, there's gold up here, there's mana up here. Yeah, this isn't a terrible spot for a city. We got a few nice things. There's this down here as well. Okay, so we could attack again. Could attack something again. Do I want to just grab this? Well, I did it. A summer fairy. And you guys can... Oops, you guys can meet up without... without leaving the domain. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's a tier 3 unit. That's pretty good. Fire Blast. Oh, hey, I can nuke the troll. Excellent. Spoke too soon. Blooming Life. Heals in an AoE. That's pretty nice as well. Okay, my staying power just went up tremendously with this one unit. Tiny. Unit is very small. 20% harder to hit by physical, ranged, and magic attacks. Cool. Yeah. Summer Fairy. I always liked the fairy units in these games. So that's pretty cool. I'm happy with that. There's also a road going this way. Does that mean that there's a neutral town down here? Oh, right, that's the thing. I could have put my Whispering Stone at my capital. Probably still should. What is this? Caustic Worm. Charge strike and it does blight damage. Okay. And it presumably evolves. Where would I find that? Tier 1? Evolves into a full Caustic Worm. Of course it does. Okay. Do we want another unit? Probably. Having another Outrider in the army might not be bad, actually, because of the wolves. Now, let's get another frontline unit. Not that the shock units are terribly great frontline units, but at least they can attack when they're engaged in melee. And you guys are going to rest for a turn so you can heal. And then I guess we take out the Hell Puppies. Inferno Hound. Oh, these aren't the puppies. These are the full-grown ones. And a Gremlin. Behind you. Target sustains damage and turns 180 degrees. Well, that's fun. Okay. Opening up for flanking attacks, I guess. Well, we got attacked. And we did just fine. Saves us the movement. And then we got our heal, and everybody's looking pretty good. Okay, that was nice. Again, I didn't put the stone in my city. I should have just done it when I said I was going to do it. Or that it was an option. Fine Prison has been researched. Enchanted Crow Companion. I do like this one quite a bit. Well, let's see if we can find another neutral. Food. Food is nice. The button's over here. Oh, we have to actually go out to see it. And I guess we have to go down in a different cave, because none of these work. We can't dig from here. We can't dig from anywhere around here. Alright, give the Whispering Stone so we can increase our morale in our city slightly. That food stash didn't cause us to grow? Oh, it's very close. Okay, maybe we do that, and then we attract a population afterwards. I don't know. It's only 15, so it's super fast to do the first population point. We got some sort dragon lair. Uh-oh. Let's take a peek. That does not look like a dragon. Ah, the Karagh is back. The mythic Karagh. Heavy charge strike. This was the ultimate goblin unit in the first game, which is pretty funny. Heavy charge, cancels defense. Yeah, the usual stuff. Bone shattering howl. Enemy units within a 2 hex radius take 30 damage and lose 5 morale and damages obstacles. Terrifying gorging. 90% chance of consuming a tier 1, 2, or 3 enemy unit and healing itself. If it's resisted, it does damage instead. When this unit is killed, the last unit that was consumed is brought back. Right, so you can rescue people from its stomach, assuming it hasn't eaten multiple people. Fierce. Cannot rout, and it loses morale slower. Fair enough. Then Dread Spider Matriarchs, Thunderbirds. Yeah, okay, this is not going down anytime soon. Gold infestation spawner. Dragon's Nest is a sight that instills terror, awe, and many similar feelings one might have when in the presence of something deep and primal. Whether the inhabitant of the nest is an ancient dragon born in the ages of giants, or a younger wyvern, denizens of the surrounding land should beware, or better yet, flee. Again, I don't see any dragons here, but it's a thing to concern ourselves with in the future. I guess we're running this way then. Okay, we got attacked. Hardly taking any damage, which is good. Okay. And we grew, and oh no, population. Does this cost depend on what our current population is? If that's the case, you should almost certainly be spending the 15 early on. Oh well. We have learned. But I guess that's going to be it for now. So I think that's a pretty decent start. I'm enjoying the underground start, even though it's the small underground. There's still a lot of stuff to do. This is kind of interesting. And, you know, a couple spells away, I guess, from getting the undead engine going. We'll see how long that takes to kick off. But I'm excited to start experimenting with that next time as well. We'll see you then.